If you're already a writer or blogger, you skip this video. You're not going to hurt my feelings. But if you're new to writing, I'm about to share a tip with you that will allow you to make more money, land more clients, and flatten the learning curve to being a blogger or freelance writer. Let's get into it. Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Tom Scalisi, and I am a professional writer, freelance writer, and blogger. I've written thousands of articles, and I work for some of the biggest websites on the internet. And I started this YouTube channel because I wanted to start sharing my insights and knowledge with you guys. I have a tip today that's gonna blow your friggin' mind. If you're already a writer, you probably already know this tip. But if you're somebody who's new to it and think that there's maybe something that you're missing, this is something that I didn't really pick up on until I was at least a year into freelance writing for several clients. I want to share this with you guys really quickly so you understand what it takes to make more money, land more clients, and just be a better content writer. All right, so here's what the tip is. Ready? I'm telling you, it took me a year to figure this out, and I'm not trying to drag this on. I'm really trying to drive home to you the point that the sooner you pick this up, the better off you'll be. Okay, so here's the big tip. I don't know if I can do it like a drum roll or something, but we are all copying each other. I know that sounds a little nuts, and if you're somebody who's like a journalism purist, you probably hate to hear that. But the truth is that all content writing these days is us copying each other and competing with each other to try to get on the first page of Google. So what we do is we go to the first page of Google. We look at what the top competitors have written. We read their articles. We look at what they've done. We look at what they've included. We look at all the important factors that are on each of those articles that are on the top 5 or so listings on Google, and we reuse that information. Now, I know that sounds like, oh, it's plagiarism. It's not plagiarism, I promise. It is the way content writing works. What happens is we're all working towards beating an algorithm. We're trying to beat an algorithm. We're trying to figure it out. We're trying to figure out what Google's looking for, and we try to deliver that in our article. And if you look at the first 5 or so listings, like if you were to search for anything, like how about like the best shoes for beginner runners? If you were to look that up on Google right now, you'll find that the top 5 or so articles are extremely similar. They are going to include probably the same products, number one, but they're going to include the same information, and you'll see that the same themes will show up on each of those articles. That's because those 5 articles have figured out the Google algorithm. It's not plagiarism, it's figuring out what Google wants and reiterating what other articles that have covered those topics are saying in our own words. So what I didn't realize when I started writing was that I didn't have to take a topic and absolutely master it. I didn't have to learn everything that I could about it. All I really had to do when I started was to take the first 5 or so articles on Google, read them, figure out what the common themes were, and include them in my article. The other thing is a lot of the time when I got a new article as a new writer, I thought I needed to be an expert in that topic already. I can tell you, I would open up a document and I would struggle to get through it because I wouldn't even leave that browser. I was trying to answer everything from my own experience. So I only took articles that I knew that I could write. And then sometimes I would stumble because I didn't know how to write a particular part of an article that the publisher knew needed to be in there. So once I realized that almost everything that I needed to include in my articles was going to be listed in the first 5 articles on Google, I honestly supercharged my writing process. I would get a keyword, I would search that keyword, and I would read the first 5 articles. I would pick out the things that show up on each of those articles, and then I would put them together in my own article. And it sped up the process so much. Instead of sitting there and pretending like I knew all the answers, I could just go on Google shamelessly, figure out what everybody else was writing that Google wanted to see, and then put my article together. And if you think this is dishonest, you're absolutely out of your mind. The reality is that every single company, every single business works this way. Every business competes for some type of algorithm. Usually that algorithm is a customer and they need to beat their competitors. And if they know what their customer wants, they go ahead and they try to meet those criteria based on what their top selling competitors are doing. So it's just business. Now, what I'm not saying is I'm not saying to plagiarize anybody's work. That's dishonest. That's scumbaggery. And honestly, it's happened to me, and I don't think anybody should do it. But what I am saying is that you should look at what the competitor articles are, understand what they're writing, and then figure out a way to bring a little bit more value. If you can bring a little bit more value to an article that covers all of the topics that Google has already deemed important, your article stands a really good chance of being the most valuable article and maybe ranking 1, 2, or 3 on Google. And there's no difference in what I'm telling you to do by researching these articles than using a keyword tool, because all of these keyword tools have their own little algorithms, however they work. And what they do is they look at whatever the top articles are on Google, and they pick apart the common themes and the keywords and the phrases. They even include like how many headings you need to have, which terms you should use in your headings, even down to like word count. So all those tools do is research for you. Now, there are exceptions to this. Not everybody is reiterating other people's work. You can think of outlets like news outlets. News outlets don't have that opportunity. But the truth of the matter is you don't really stand a chance at beating a news outlet to any sort of topic. You need, like, everything that you're going to write, chances are, if you're watching my video, is going to take weeks, if not months, to land on Google. So any like groundbreaking information could be really, really difficult for you to get first and get published first. Second, if you're part of some sort of like thought leadership in an industry, chances are there's not going to be a lot of other competitor articles out there that you need to rank for. And I have to tell you, these are tough. These are tough articles to rank for because you're creating something completely new. And very often it requires somebody to search the exact term that you're using in your article. So if it's thought leadership, it's tough. And these are often better for websites that have subscribers, people who check often, and even like LinkedIn or your social media accounts. That's probably where thought leadership is best. So what happens when you start to master this research and competitor article stuff? What happens is, number one, your articles are going to get better, because rather than sitting there trying to figure everything out for yourself, you can rely on people who have figured stuff out and then kind of enrich it with some of your own information. 2, you'll end up with more articles on Google, which means you'll be a more popular writer, which means you'll be able to charge more, which is fantastic because that's one of the main ways to make more money. The other way to make more money, which is something that will also happen once you learn how to master this research, is you'll be able to work faster. Working faster allows you to make more money because you'll be able to write more articles. You'll also make your customers happier when they can rely on you to turn an article around in a week, rather than giving you 2 weeks to understand a topic because you're sitting there going through an encyclopedia. I don't know how the hell, I can't even remember how I used to do research. All I know is I didn't do it well. So that's really it, guys. That was a quick video I wanted to share with you, because it's like, you can really flatten the curve on the amount of time it takes you to become a really good writer once you understand what information you need. And it's all there on Google. It's all there. You can buy expensive keyword tools, and I support them. Actually, there's a couple of them that I really believe in, but a lot of that I understand is just coming from the first page of Google, and I could do it myself if I wanted to, but it saves me so much time to have them. But I'm telling you, if you can master the research on the first page of Google for the keyword term that you're trying to rank for, you will get these articles written so much faster, and there'll be better articles. And that's the whole name of the game here, right? So I'm going to do more videos like this. Please, if you got any value, if anything at all, please hit the subscribe button. I've got like 5 subscribers right now. I'm trying to grow this channel. It's going real slow. And hit the like button as well. And leave me a comment. What do you think of this? Is it plagiarism? Is it just solid business activity? I don't know. All right, let me know. Take care.